All right, hey everyone, Jeff here at StopThePirates.blogspot.com. It's all fake, so don't even sweat it. You know what I'm talking about. The United States of America was incorporated in London in 1783. The United States of America is a territory of Great Britain. The colonists did not win the Revolutionary War, and the British troops didn't leave until 1796. Explain that one. King George III of England financed both sides of the Revolutionary War. Of course he did, because he was also the King of France. And they just, entering the Treaty of Peace, they had to pay back the loans. So that's how they enslaved the people here. It's pretty common, happens all the time, Iraq. The IRS is not a government agency, it's a debt collection agency for the International Monetary Fund. Diversified Metal Products versus the IRS et al. The IMF is an agency of the United Nations. Black's Law, 6th edition, page 816. The U.S. has not had a treasury since 1921. 41 Stat, chapter 214, page 654. New York City is defined in the Code of Federal Regulations, CFR, as the United Nations. Rudolph Giuliani on C-SPAN stated that New York City is the capital of the world. That's correct. Yorktown, New York, the new world. No judicial courts nor judges have existed in America since 1789. Executive administrators, not judges, enforce statutes and codes. Just know this, that creditors control. And this corporation is bankrupt 3 times over. So the fact that they're even letting this country exist at all is probably a miracle. And maybe they won't in the future as things get much more restrictive as the lockdowns continue. I know in Australia they're locking them down. There's like 3 people died in the last month or something. That's something crazy. China bought up all the debt and they sold it to them willingly. And maybe they got belligerent and didn't want to pay them back. Stopped all trade, imposed sanctions and trade regulations, and you cannot use the U.S. Constitution to defend yourself because you are not a party to it. Use the Bill of Rights instead. You own no property. Slaves cannot own property. Read the deed to the property that you think is your own. You are listed as a tenant. Yeah, the county you live in owns your property, the state. So if you don't pay your property taxes, they'll stick a foreclosure sign out in front of your house, sell it on the court steps. Great Britain is owned by the Vatican, Treaty of Verona, 1213. The Pope can abolish any law in the United States, elements of ecclesiastical law. It's all a Roman system. Did you know in the last bailout, the last stimulus package, that the Roman Catholic Church got a $5 billion stimulus check from, the U.S. debt slaves? That's incredible, man. We are human capital. See Executive Order 13037. We are the enemies of the state. Trading with the Enemy Act of 1719 and 1933. October 6, 1917, under the address, Section 2, Subdivision, Chapter 106, enemies defined other than citizens of the United States. March 9, 1933, Chapter 106, Section 5, Subdivision B of the Act of October 6, 1917, 40 Stat L 411, amended as follows: any person within the United States is now an enemy. So you're an enemy of the Republic because you claimed you're a U.S. citizen, which is a foreign corporation. It's very devious. You don't even know. Your name spelled in all capital letters is a corporation, a Sustake v. Trust, and that's canon law. The people do not include you and me, since our names are in all capital letters, fictional legal names. Barron's versus Mayor City of Countdale in Baltimore. A 1040 form is a tribute paid to Great Britain and the Vatican. IRS publication 6209 IMF decoding manual. Everything in the United States is for sale. Roads, bridges, schools, hospitals, water, plants, prisons, airports, etc. It's not the duty of the police to protect you. Their job is to protect the corporation and arrest code breakers. The FCC, the CIA, FBI, NASA, and all other alphabet gangs were never part of the United States government. And though the US government held shares of stock in the various agencies. Here's the thing too, is that the United States is a corporation, and all these companies, these multinational corporations that sell vaccines and things like this, well, the United States corporation is heavily invested. And in fact, it probably has a controlling share of all of these companies, these vaccine companies. So they're in the vaccine business. Same with the state of California, the state of whatever, the county of whatever. It's called the Comprehensive Annual Financial Report. They'll list all their investments on there. And you can go to your city website and look it up, what all they're invested in. So it's just a money-making scheme. That's it. By taking back control of your corporate fiction, your straw man, your birth certificate, you can basically extricate yourself while still obtaining the use of your straw man. But instead of letting the Congress control it, you will have control over it now. It's easy to do. Go to stopthepirates.blogspot.com. Thanks.